What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Maverick Man 101. Got a video today from Modern Dating here. She was shocked as her husband packed and left without explanation. Let's get to it.
Fuck him, freedom, leave him alone. Stop playing stupid when your man wants a divorce and I don't know why, I'm the victim, it must be another woman. Bitch, you ain't fooling nobody, I'm a chick too. I was been scrolling fucking TikTok last night and I can hear a woman. And I hear, we've been together for 30 years, we're a week from moving into our retirement house that we built. Everything's paid off. Like, he hit me with, I want a divorce. I'm in shock. I've never been in shock. I beg, I plead, I screamed, I cried, and he wants nothing to do with me. Can you imagine if you built this whole ass life together, everything's paid off, you're retired, you built your dream house and he wants to leave you?
It means he had enough, and since everything was paid off, he felt like he no longer had reasons to be in that relationship.
I can tell you right now what she did. I want this, I want that, bitch. That's what you did. Women will divorce you for next to nothing. When a man puts a ring on your finger, he loves you more than anything in the world. For a man to ask for a divorce, you had to have put that man through something.
Yeah, 100%. I think it takes a lot for a man to even get to the point where he wants to be married, right? And then to find somebody to want to be with them, and then to eventually put a ring on it, to get on one knee, right? Traditionally, get on one knee and ask that woman for her hand in marriage. I mean, it takes a lot for a man to get there. He has to give up any women that he's currently dating or has dated, right? If he has any, he has to change his life up a little bit, right? And, you know, look, married men, they kind of have to simp and be betas a little bit just to kind of, you know, keep things peaceful, right? So it takes a lot, right? A man gives up a lot. He sacrifices a lot. So typically men just don't want to divorce, right? They don't want to divorce, right? Men will fight. They'll find different ways. They'll talk. They'll sacrifice. They'll go without, right? Just to keep the family together. So I agree. If a woman gets a man and she's able to keep him even for a little bit, but then she loses him over time, she really put that man through some hell, right? For him to get to the point of like wanting a divorce, which statistically it's women filing for divorces, right? More often than not. So to flip that and have the man filing, oh, she did some wild stuff, man. She did some wild stuff.
No matter what I did, it was never good enough. It drove me to the point I had no choice. Still love her, but I don't want to be with her ever again. 20 years down the drain.
Whew.
The absolute worst is she stops wanting an intimate relationship with him. That's how we connect with her. We need to feel desired by her. Once that stops, it's over. I just asked for a divorce today. A little over a year married, and I can't do anything right, even ordering a damn burger, and she can say whatever she wants to me. I couldn't do it for 30 years. 27 years, it was a struggle. I loved her. I worked 2 to 3 jobs to raise my 3 kids and 2 kids from her first marriage.
Wow.
And I had to walk away.
Wow. Hey, man, I told you, look, men will sacrifice, man. They will go without. They will try to be a good man, try to be a good husband, all the while being unappreciated, disrespected, and tossed to the side, right? And I'm telling you, a lot of it is because you're just not her first choice, right? You're not her first choice. You never were. Right? The guy that she wanted, the Chad that banged her out in high school or college, he got away. He went and did other stuff, right? So she had to find somebody to settle for at 28, 29, 33, 36, right? So she gives you her behind to kiss. And a lot of men will take it, right? They'll take it. They'll be like, look, whatever. I want to be married. I want to have kids. I'll take it. I'll kiss her behind to have a family. It's absolutely crazy. It's craziness. First of all, 2 kids from her first marriage, sir, no, absolutely not. You bid her adieu and you go on about your business.
This is so true. I was married 16 years and told her I wanted a divorce. And then I was the worst person in the world when I paid all the bills and her mom's cell phone for 10 years.
Jeez.
Ex-wife brought up divorce almost every argument we had. I brought it up one time, like you said, totally fed up. She brought home divorce papers a day later. Insane, the double standard. This is the side of things nobody wants to talk about. Whenever they find themselves in a situation where their partner asks for divorce, most make a video about how surprised they are. They act as if they had no idea that he wasn't happy, but his reaction says it all. No man randomly leaves his family for no reason.
Right.
As she said in the video, if a man gets to a stage where separation is the only solution to their issue, it means he has been going through a lot. I have made a video about the couple she spoke about, where a gentleman asked for divorce after everything was paid for. Even their retirement house was built. That was the moment he sat his wife down and informed her that he is not happy and want to divorce her. And surprisingly, she was shocked. She didn't know he was unhappy. She either ignored the signs or expected him to get over it. And this is why she was served the divorce papers.
Story time on how I became a single mom literally overnight. And not just a single mom, a mom who literally lost everything in a matter of a day. So me and my now ex have been together for 3 years. We have a baby together, we have a dog together, we have a house together. The whole life, as one would say, the American dream. Or that's what I thought. So the week of Thanksgiving, I come home from work and we lived our normal life that we always did. We cooked dinner, we talked about our day, we took care of our child, and then we got into an argument and
Let me just stop her right there, right? So you came home, you talked about work. That's your mistake right there. Why? When you come home, you should be on your back pleasing your husband. That sounds crazy, don't it? Well, that's part of it, right? You sitting here, we talked about our day, we made dinner, we fed the dog. Ma'am, where's the part where you come home and you jump on your husband like you ain't never seen him before? Where's that part? Huh? No? You don't want to do that? I tell you, man, the men that these women marry, I'm telling you, you're just tossaways, man. They just expect you just to be a good little homebody boy. Wow. I bet you when this one was in college, it wasn't a lot of talking going on with the men that she was with.
and it started into this huge fight, and he looked at me in the eyes and told me he wasn't in love with me anymore.
No,
So the next day he goes to work and he comes home and he tells me that he's going out of town, that he's going to his dad's house to think about things because he had a lot to think about and he wasn't sure if we should get back together or not. So he goes to his dad's for 5 days, which included Thanksgiving. So me and my daughter spent Thanksgiving alone, and he comes home and acts like everything is completely fine.
This is a man who tried to do his best to let the past behind and move forward. But she didn't see it that way. She thought he was avoiding the conversation, not realizing that he was just protecting their relationship. That was the strategy he used to prevent further arguments.
Right.
And backstory, if you know this man, you know that if I would have talked to you about this man 2 years ago, you would have never thought anything bad about this man. He literally would worship the ground I walked on, and not so much anymore. And then while I'm at work, I get this like really weird feeling in my stomach. Like my gut was telling me something's not okay. He hadn't texted me, and normally he would text me telling me like good morning and stuff. So I'm like, let me check the cameras because we have cameras in our house. So I checked the cameras, they're offline, which is really weird because the only time they're offline is if somebody unplugs them or the Wi-Fi's off. So I'm like, weird. And I check his location. Check his location and it's turned off. So I call him and I'm like, hey, is everything okay? And he's
No.
like, yeah, everything's fine. I'm at Target. I'm getting our daughter a kitchen set for Christmas. And I even asked him on the phone, I said, are you leaving me? And he was like, no, everything's fine. So I go to my boss and I'm like, hey, something's not right. Like, I need to go check my house. And she's like, yeah, go. Like, she's super understanding. So I go home. I come home and nothing seemed unordinary on the first 2 floors. We live in a townhouse, so nothing was really gone that I could see. I go to our room and all of our pillows are taken off the bed except mine. And I'm like, okay. Go to the closet. All of his shit's gone. His clothes, his safe, his shoes, the whole thing. He's gone. He done left. So I'm blowing the motherfucker's phone up, calling him back and back and back. You know, like any girl that would do this if she just got left. So no answer, of course. Why would a coward answer the phone after he just left?
I would love to hear the other side of this story.
I was just about to say that, man. Oh man, it is just so much in this story. There's so much that she said, and there's also a lot which I'm sure she's not saying. I mean, to break it down, I just feel as though, one, she's not being completely honest here. I think there's a lot of stuff that she's leaving out, right? Lies by omission. I think that's a big part of it, because I'm sure if the husband did what a lot of these women do and just get on the internet and just start putting all their relationship businesses out there, I'm sure you would hear his side. And some men do it, but a lot of times they do it in response to what the wife has already done, right? Sometimes. So that's number one. I think number two, I mean, my goodness, for this dude just to leave and just get out of there without even a word, ma'am, you messed up, right? Now, should he have said something? I guess so, right? I mean, this is his wife, right? It's not just some one night stand, right? That he met and, took home, right? So, yeah, he could have told her, right? But he probably didn't want the argument. He probably didn't want the back and forth. He probably didn't want the tears. He probably didn't want any of that. So he probably thought it was better for him just to dip in the dead of night or in the dead of the day, right? It seems like he left during the work day, and just keep it pushing, right? But ma'am, for him to leave like this, I'm almost certain that there's so much more to this story. She said 3 years, which is about the average for the modern marriage, right? Now there's going to be some alimony involved, some child support, things like that, right? And this woman is going to be back on the streets. Maybe she already was. Maybe she already was, right? Whew. That is just, it took her like 8 minutes to say that, to just say that her husband packed up and left. They're terrible storytellers on top of that.
Answer the phone after he just left.
I would love to hear the other side of this story. Is this my ex? Mine changed his phone number after he left.
Good.
I have lived this life, thankfully without a child, but my heart breaks for you. Holy heck, this happened to me after 23 years of marriage. Dude took me out for dinner while his friends moved his things out to a house he bought unbeknownst to me 6 months earlier.
Dang.
Why did my husband do this to me too? We were on vacation and I had to go home early and he never came back. He came and took his things while I was at work. He went home to mommy.
Hey, look, man, this is just men avoiding. Now, look, the drama is going to come anyway, but this is them avoiding any potential altercations, any potential, A and B, if you get my drift, right? That could come on if the police come to the door, right? This is them avoiding all of that, right? And essentially ghost divorcing, right? They're ghost divorcing. And so I think that for them in their minds, it's like, look, we don't need to argue. There's no back and forth. There's no changing in my mind. They don't want to see the crash out. They don't want her in the house breaking dishes or them coming home and there's a box of wine in the refrigerator and it's half gone and she on a couch in the dark with the candles lit and there's a whole demon coming out of her now. They're trying to avoid all of that. So, hey, Should they say something? Yeah, I think they should, but I'm not mad at that because look, they don't want to, they're trying to avoid the initial unnecessary, drama. So I'm not completely mad at that.
That happened with my daughter's father. He was in a bad mood and went to bed. He woke up and left for work. Never answered the phone again. Didn't even come to pick up his clothes.
Damn, he just left.
This is just a short break to thank all of you who
Jeez.
subscribe to our channel. You guys are our main inspiration.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, at least the husbands could say something, but I'm not mad at them, I get it. I do get it. Let's finish this out, man. Let's keep going.
Community. One of the main reasons many people face this type of situation in their relationship is due to a selfish mindset. They try to make everything about themselves, disregarding their spouse's needs. Even though we are less vocal when it comes to our needs and wants, we still have them. And if more wives considered this fact, things would be a lot better.
True.
We don't know about their personal circumstances, so we have no knowledge of what happened in the background. But the thing we know for sure is that men rarely leave their family. We usually do everything we can to work things out. But if it got to the point of getting everything in the closet and leave without a notice, it shows things weren't going well for a long period, so getting out was the only solution left. Many women commented he did it because he met someone else, but this is not always the case.
Not necessarily.
Sometimes things get to a stage where leaving is the only way forward, and it has nothing to do with another woman. He probably did his best to communicate, but it was not met with the expected response, so he realized that getting himself out of that situation was the only way forward. I bet, directly or indirectly, he let her know he wasn't happy, but it was dismissed, and now she came home to an empty closet.
Yep.
At this point, it would be great if we had the opportunity to hear his side of the story, because I know his action would make a lot of sense after hearing his version of what happened.
What you looking for?
Where's dinner?
Dinner?
Yeah, the meal that I eat after I worked a long day.
Oh, you on DoorDash?
DoorDash, I gave you money for groceries.
And I went shopping.
And bought what?
Food.
Where?
In the refrigerator.
Ain't nothing in there but juice and old pizza.
I eat on the go. That's how I keep this body that you love so much.
Oh, whatever. I'll be back.
Where you going?
To get something to eat.
He is going to Cooking with Kaya. Bro, you chose her. Don't be mad now.
Right.
Sad for him. She feels entitled refusing to cook for him. I don't even feel bad for bro because he knew what he signed up for.
Right.
If she ain't willing to cook for you, she ain't the one. This happens more often than we think. By reading some of the comments, I realized that many guys identified themselves in that short scene. This is something they either dealt with a while ago or are currently dealing with. But the interesting part is that those neglecting don't realize they are negatively affecting their relationship. Later, they will be the first to complain when he starts being distant or ask for divorce. The thing with a lot of people in this generation is that they are more concentrated on their wants and needs, not realizing their partners also have theirs, and this is where the disconnect comes from. While he is doing his part by providing for the family, she is looking after herself, and at some point, it will eventually lead to dissatisfaction, because he will get tired of being the only one who cares for their relationship.
True, but at what point do you start to... You can't even blame the women on some of this, man. I mean, off the rip if your girl can cook, if that's who she is, if she knows how to grocery shop. I mean, look, when I was in grad school, I had went out on a date with a girl who 110% had no idea how to grocery shop. Now, this was before DoorDash and all that other stuff. She had no idea. She had no idea how to go to a grocery store and just buy stuff for a meal. No idea. I found that out on the first date. Done. Nope, absolutely not. So you men, I mean, this is not a shock, right? If you think with your big head instead of your little head, pause, you'll see all the signs that, look, man, if I'm going to date this girl, I need to be okay with eating DoorDash 7 days a week. She ain't cooking. I can work a 10, 12-hour shift and she ain't cooking. You know this. So you can't blame her. Either you leave or you deal with it. And a lot of men are dealing with it, which is crazy work. Oh, that was interesting. Not the minivan. Not the minivan. Go ahead, bro.
You have a beautiful life, bro. Keep making great decisions. Love your version way more. I love when men actually love their women. This was awesome. I've had Lambos. I prefer my loving family.
Lambo.
Your ring is much nicer. And the wife that comes with it is pretty cool as well. Count your lucky stars. This is the reality of most of us. As long as we have the right person, that's everything we need. No amount of money would replace the joy we have when the right person is by our side. For sure, money is important,
Right.
but she was implying that instead of finding someone to build a life with,
Right.
she would rather go after cash. And she is not alone when it comes to this matter.
Right.
No wonder many aren't happy with the decision they have made. If we look at it superficially, some can argue they prefer her choice as it seems more cool. But deep down, it's not as fulfilling as they think.
Yeah, and I mean for that young lady, with the Lambo, right? Nice car, right? Good for her. But, you know, I think that, you know, this gentleman probably has a much more fulfilling life, right? With a family than going out here chasing these, you know, things, right? Now, for that young lady, I'm sure she'll be happy now, but she'll be the same woman in about 10 years talking about where have all the good men gone. She's been chatted out. You know, she's been Tyroned out. She's been stretched beyond capacity. And there's nobody left. And all she has is that Lambo, right? So, yeah, shout out to them. Shout out to Modern Dating here for the video. Guys, I think we're going to leave it there. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Until next time, eat well, sleep well, be well, and I will see you guys later.